This is Mark Bell from Super Training Gym in Sacramento, the strongest gym in the West. Got some squat footage here for you. We got the Cambered bar with some chains on there. You can see that caused a tremendous amount of instability as Matt Nippleson just kind of fell backwards on that last one a little bit. Here's Big Black. We try not to talk about him too much. He's in a lot of trouble with the with the peeps, let's just say. The chains are going to help overload the weight at the top. They're lighter at the bottom. You see Austin Baumgarten going here. He lost a little bit of positioning at the bottom, but he's just warming up. Sometimes when you're warming up, the lifts will look a little bit like shit. This is Greg Buffington. He's been working really hard. He's making a lot of progress. He's been doing a pretty heavy max effort squats lately. So on his Saturdays, which this was Saturday, he's been doing just straight up speed work, keeping the weights fairly light and trying to move fast. There's Jessica Brown going with some speed work with their Angry Bird shirt. There goes Big Bill again. Bill is really strong, and he's actually even stronger with the Cambered bar than he is with the regular bar. I think some of that is due to the fact that the Cambered bar sits on his back lower. It helps push his hips down better than the regular bar, and also he doesn't lean forward like he would with a regular barbell. Regular barbell really shows people's faults. It shows people's flaws in their mobility in their upper body, something I struggle with myself that I need to work on. So these specialty bars are great. It's good to make yourself better with them. It's a good way to help get yourself stronger. But be careful that you're not neglecting the regular bar so much that you lost your mobility and you lost your ability to keep that chest upright. Here's Matt going again with another double. Here's Robot going. We had Robot's made a lot of progress lately, not overarching, not forcing his hips back too far. So that's something that he's been working on a lot. And Bill gets into some pretty good weights on this day. I believe that's around 5 plates right there, but I think he gets up around 6.5 plates or so. This is Damon. He's new with us. He's military guy. He's been working hard too. He's making some quick gains right away. And here's G-Buff doing everything perfect once again. Always brings law and order to the workouts. I'm not really sure what's going on with Robot's like Fu Manchu thing or whatever, but to me, it just says sit on my face anytime you want. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But I can imagine him ending up at some bear dens late at night. Here goes Big Bill again. See how he's able to sit back. Knees aren't really coming forward too much with that Cambered bar, but when he uses the regular barbell, he tends to kind of lean forward in the upper body. He doesn't have good positioning through his upper body because he doesn't have great flexibility through his shoulders. So that's something that he's going to have to really try to work on. Something I talked to him about. Bill has a huge upper back. I think it's made out of steel. But he's going to have to work on some mobility so he can kind of perfect working with the straight bar, because that's how we're judged in meets. We don't use Cambered bar. We don't use the safety bar in a meet. There's Austin. See, fixing up his sets there. Much better form. Good strong set. Good speed. If you're wondering how fast you should be going, this is about it right here. This or faster. Any slower, and you're going to want to reduce the weight a little bit. If you feel like you need to add weight, just be sure that you don't add too much. A lot of times somebody will try to go up 50 pounds. Well, that could be a pretty large percentage. Be a pretty big chunk of your max, so don't go up too high. Just maybe just throw a 10 on there and see how that moves first. There's Robot going again, going off the foam pad. That foam you kind of just sink right into. It doesn't really make the lift any harder than some of the other foam that we have. We have a couple other chunks of foam that make the lift much more difficult, because it's like sitting on your couch at home. You know what a pain in the ass that is to get up off your couch after you've been sitting there farting for 4 hours straight watching football. Here goes Damon again. You see Damon gets a little forward on his knees. Military, loves being on his knees. That was a joke, by the way. But it's just kind of the way he's built. Kind of has a long shin bone there, and he just gets a little forward. Jessica has a little bit of difficulty forcing the knees out. Each one of us has a weakness, and that's what makes this sport great, is that there's always something to work on. No matter how good or how strong you get, there's always something that you could be working on. Robot with good speed and good form there again. These guys are using a buffalo bar, which is just a little bit different than the straight bar. This has a slight bend to it, a little less pain in the shoulders and upper body. Good form there again by Austin, arching into that bar real hard. This is a big lift by Bill here. I think he's got about 675 on there or so, something like that. I mean, he just pretty much killed that. It's over 600 pounds, that's for sure. But that may be about his body weight, we're not sure. Here goes Angry Birds. Wah-hoo-ha! Jessica just stuck to straight speed work on this workout too. Didn't really work up much at all. But that's what you want to do. You want to have some weeks where that's the only thing that you focus on. Well, on your speed day, you want to focus on the speed. Focus on your speed, focus on your form, and you'll get better. It may sometimes not seem like you're going to get better because you're not using heavy weights. But trust me, over a period of time, that shit will accumulate, and you'll be hitting PRs before you know it. You see Greg Buffington going. Form was pretty much identical on every single set. He's getting the most out of his workouts. He's really forcing the issue, forcing himself to get stronger. You can't just kind of go through the motions. You can't just go up and down off that box and hope that you get stronger. You got to really work at it. I think we had Bill go back down and weight here, and he does some reps. And if I remember correctly, he had a minor heart attack after this. Whenever you do reps, it's really interesting because at the top of the lift, or I'm sorry, your last few reps start to come unraveled, and it ends up mimicking what you would look like if you did a max attempt. Your weaknesses will really show up on repetition work. Some of these guys have ended up squatting twice a week on some occasions. There's been a little bit more squatting going on in the gym lately. Just be careful that doesn't that's just a pattern for a short period of time. You could squat twice a week, but you can't do it for very long. Because you got one day that's heavy, one day that's light, so it's acceptable to do it here and there twice a week, but just again, make sure you're not doing it all the time. There's a grinder by Matt. See how the chains are deloading almost completely onto the floor. You can see again they're deloading almost all the way onto the floor. That's the way you want to set up your chains. Weights are light at the bottom, heavier at the top. Matt's doing a little bit of rep work. And that's it from supertraining.tv.